Speaking of JD5 being on a bye week, and it's funny they put both y'all teams on a bye week. That's a little interesting. That y'all had that late
And the
bye like that.
Broncos.
They must have knew something. I should have paid attention to that, man. I've been telling Tyler, man, he got it for like 3 days, man. Thanks a lot, Joe, with that shout out. He just keeps sending it to me. Like, I told you we was gonna win. Let's talk about another play in that division. Bow, bow, bow.
And shout out to Corey Sutton too.
It looked like Bo Nix the only person that can throw to him. I see. Like, man, I did not think this was gonna be like that. But hey, every Walmart has a sale. Fellas, can Brock Bowers win offensive rookie of the year? Hold up. This is how I know I read this too fast. All right, Mark, my bad for what we was talking about backstage. I thought you were saying like an offensive player or something, but rookie of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Can Brock Bowers win offensive rookie of the year? Because we just talked about Bo Nix and we just talked about JD5. But there's a tight end that came from Georgia, and I'm surprised that the Eagles didn't go get him because they love players from Georgia. But Brock Bowers plays for the Raiders. Right now, this kid right now is 84 receptions, 884 yards. He's fourth in the league and fourth in touchdowns in 12 games. The stats are there. But I don't have a dog in this fight. Mark, you have the number one leader in this fight. Do you think Brock Bowers can take that spot?
Hey, before Mark go, can I get something quick?
Go ahead.
All right. This is had nothing to do with the top. I'm gonna say this real quick. This is scary for Eagles fans. A bettor in Kentucky is backing the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the Carolina Panthers on Sunday with a $3.1 million wager, one of the largest bets ever reported to an NFL regular season game. So somebody putting all their chips to the table on that game. That's usually not a good sign.
Nah, but they can win that game. They got that. They got that.
They know something. Corey Vincent, right?
They got to know a lot because the Eagles lose to the Panthers. That's just an off day.
And I feel like it might not be because the Panthers have been playing really good for the last 3-4 weeks. So
but Eagles different monster though.
Eagles is different. They got shaky. So
all right, go ahead, Brock Bowers. All
right. So like he was saying, 84 receptions. Fourth in touchdowns. Brock Bowers, if this was last year, this would be Brock Bowers' award. But it's a quarterback-driven league. And I think Brock Bowers is currently like plus 1,000 to win the Rookie of the Year. JD is like negative 220, and Bo Nix is plus 180. He played 12 games, mind you, and he's he 84 receptions. I think he's leading tight ends and catches, like all tight ends.
Leading everybody.
Yeah, he's leading everybody in catches, and that's amazing. But Jaden Daniels was, Pepsi Rookie of the Week 8 out of 13 weeks. That's more than half. So I mean, like, who's really, it's really JD's award to lose. He would really have to lose out and then have a bad game every game for the rest of the season from the losers award. And then even if something like that did happen, Bo Nix will have to have a bad game for the rest of the season and lose out. Because again, it's a quarterback's award. And I knew Brock Bowers was going to be something special because I wanted us to trade up to get him.
Me too.
And I said if we was talking about, in the beginning of the season, if we didn't draft Jaden Daniels and kept Sam Howell to see what he could actually do behind a better offensive line and everything like that, I was saying, look, let's trade back. Let's get Brock Bowers. That's who I wanted to draft. Let's trade back and get him. He's solid in the tight end room. But it's just a quarterback. It's unfortunate because he's having an amazing season. Amazing rookie season. It's just unfortunate because it's a quarterback-driven league. And on top of him not being the quarterback, he don't have the wins to back up offensive rookie of the year. Jaden Daniels has wins and Bo Nix has wins, impressive wins. Both of them do. But like I was saying, it's 8 out of 13 or 8 out of 14 weeks has belonged to Jaden Daniels, and that's more than half of the season. He had a bad November, but I give you that. It ain't even really bad. The team hasn't really played well in November, and JD has been off. Bo Nix started the season off. First 6 games, he was trash. We ain't know what was going on, and then he picked it up. He had played the most games in college, Bo Nix did, and then it was Jaden Daniels. So I mean, I can see that it's coming to fruition and everything like that. What they drafted, But with Brock Bowers, it's just as impressive as he's been. He won't win it because he don't got the wins. The team doesn't have the wins, and like I said before, it's a quarterback-driven league.
So since Devontae Adams got traded, right, in weeks, I think it was just about week 6 or week 7, Bowers been, their go-to target. So I can see why his numbers have risen because it's like, well,
who else they got?
Exactly. It's just like it's kind of like Courtland Sutton, you know what I mean? I had to take my shot back. But what did it say? 83.3 receiving yards per game. That's up from 64 in the first 6 weeks. And he got 200 receiving yard games. So even showing off from the tight end spot. And even I think when they played the Chiefs, Kelsey came over there and was like, hey, man, keep balling out because you're doing your thing right now. I.e., you in my division and I'm kind of like on my way. I'm swifting my way out of the league and you kind of like tailor-made to be the next tight end in this actual division. So can he win it? Nah, you started too late. The way Jaden Daniels started off this season and how the chat was turned up. I mean, you can go back. If you're new to Refuse to Lose, go back for the first week of the season. I mean, first week to second week to third week to fourth week to fifth week to sixth week. Well, you got to see Joe with the shades on. You know, this is first place. And then Mark, you know, I'm not going to bring up what me and Mark talked about, but everybody know where the expectations went with JD. So now it's just like you have to – the way you can shift the whole fan base perspective on a culture of a team, that's what JD brought into the Commanders. And the stats don't lie. The ratings was – I mean, the stats were there. The ratings were there. The accuracy percentage, I've been hearing about it for about 9 weeks now. So that's there. And Bo Nix, I mean, I tried to throw up a fight for you, Bo Nix, but it was tough because, again, JD got the wins and he got the numbers to back him. Now, the only way he can lose it, Brock Bowers, I mean, at this point, Brock Bowers, you really don't have a shot unless both quarterbacks just say they don't want to play football no more. Other than that, it's going to be tough for you to jump Bo and JD. But he's definitely having a good season. I'm with you. Another thing I agree with you on, Mark, is if this was last year, flat out, they would be talking about him. He would be getting commercials and everything. That's how good he's playing right now. But when Shedeur get there, he's going to really turn up.
Yeah, I got him going to the Raiders too, so that's funny. Yeah. All right. So what I like about these awards, I know we say it's a quarterback award, but it's like your impact on winning is important to win these awards. That's why when we do the MVP award, I think your impact on winning, like your winning ways, comes first, and then the stats. You know what I mean? So Brock Bowers, man, it's just sad that that his team is not winning, and the two rookies that are ahead of him are in the playoff picture. I know Ty, he put this right here in his comment. Shout out to Ty. He said, in the past 10 years, only 4 QBs have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. You're right. But this year is different because you have 2 QBs that are rookies are in the playoff picture. If any of these QBs, I don't care how their stats are down the road, if any of these QBs get to the playoffs, they're going to win Rookie of the Year because the impact on winning. So I don't think if Brock Bowers was here last year, he would have won. It would have been C.J. Stroud still. Think about it. Puka Nacua broke the rookie record in receiving yards, and he didn't win it. He wasn't even in the conversation for real. We all knew C.J. was going to win because he took a number 2 overall draft team to the playoffs in his first year. Now, Bo Nix, the Broncos were good last year. They were right there in the playoffs. They could have made the playoffs, but they benched. Remember, they were on a win streak. They benched Russell Wilson. They kind of tanked basically, but they were right there to make the playoffs. The Commanders were the number 2. They won 4 games last year. Number 2 picking the draft, and they get to the playoffs in the NFC East. You know what I mean? So like, that's why I think that if any rookie make the playoffs, he can't win it. But to talk about how good of a season he's having, like I said, he got 84 receptions, was leading the NFL. He has 884 yards, which is 4th in the NFL, only behind 3 great receivers, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin. You know what I mean? So he's on track to have 119 receptions, 1,252 yards. He's on track to break Sam Laporta's receiving rookie record receptions, which is 86. He's going to break that next game. Zach Ertz, he's on track to break Zach Ertz tight end reception record, which is 116. We're not talking about rookies, we're talking tight ends in history. He's on track to break that. Mike Ditka, He had 1,076 receiving yards as a tight end in 1961. He's on track to break that by almost 200 yards. And Kelsey had 1,461 yards. That's the most in tight end history in one season. He looked like he's on track to fall short of that. Now, I'm going to say this. If he somehow averaged 115.4 yards per game in the season, and he breaks Zach Ertz's tight end record and Kelsey's tight end record, he might have a shot. I'm gonna say that would be having the best tight end receiving season in history in your rookie year. Think about that. So, but the fact that you got two quarterbacks in the playoff picture, it's gonna be tough. They gotta fall out the playoff picture for him to win. He did win Rookie of the Month too, by the way, in November.
The 1 month that y'all lost all y'all games.
But Bo Nix won it 1 month before that.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But even if he does average 115 and break a record, sometimes they don't look at the records just to give you the awards. Like somebody's gonna go back to that winning. So they're gonna look at JD or Bo Nix and they're gonna say, yeah, he has the stats, but what about the winning? Because I had a cornerback break a record, and they was just like, well, he gave up this many yards. So they're gonna find a way to kind of poke holes in.
And what was Bo Nix drafted? He was like pick number
9th.
You said 9?
9th.
And JD was pick number 2. So who team was really in a worse spot last year?
JD.
Exactly. So I mean, Bo Nix came into a better situation than JD did. I know JD came in with new ownership, new coaches, but that's all a wild card because you don't know. Everything is new.
That's true.
Bo Nix went into a stable situation. They got a good front office. Denver does. They got a good head coach. So he went into a better situation, coming into the season than JD did. And JD is, did what it's just if he does break those records that you were saying, like to be the best tight end of all time in this rookie season, that is a crazy stat. And he might jump one of the quarterbacks, but whoever the top quarterback is, he ain't gonna beat it. He ain't gonna break it. But he probably jumped one of the quarterbacks if they.
I was about to say, Dave, you beat me to it.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't think the Broncos won that much stable though, because there was questions about their GM and how they ran their front office. Sean Payton had his questions with the whole Russell Wilson situation. He was like, is he really the coach that we need?
Was it worse than Washington?
They had a solid defense though.
Yeah,
and they were on a win streak, bro, and they were like
worse than Washington.
They were legit. They were like a 6-game win streak, I think.
And they had Russell Wilson as a quarterback. I mean, it wasn't like all Russell's fault when they was losing. There was a lot going on with the team, like during the game. But I mean, they had a solid defense. They had they all line with that.
Can I reply to Ty real quick? Ty keep naming non-quarterbacks who won Rookie of the Year on bad teams. Was there a quarterback in that same year as a rookie that went to the playoffs? The answer is no. The reason why Brock Bowers is not winning it because you got 2 quarterback rookies who are leading their teams to the playoffs. That's why Brock Bowers, he's 3rd on the list. Y'all think if the Broncos weren't in the playoff picture, Bo Nix would be in the race right now? No. I mean, he won't. I'm not saying the race. Brock Bowers probably be above him if they had the same record. It's the fact that they lead their teams to the playoff and the impact the quarterback has on winning is huge. So that's why
they're in the same division too. So
and it is in the division, and they beat the Raiders.
So yeah, that's where it gets tough. That's where it gets tough for Bowers because again, like you said, the quarterback has more impact on how you can win the game versus the tight end. Some people would say because he has a ball in his hand, he has to make the decision. So it goes to that. But JD walked into a questionable situation. I wouldn't say a bad situation because everything was new. It was more so questionable.
Yeah, that's what Mark said, like a wild card.
Okay. I just wanted to. Okay, all right.
Wild card situation.
All right, so we was on the same page there.
But still, though, preseason projections, the offensive line is terrible. Oh, they don't have receivers, which all like the offense, like nobody had really trust in the offense. And then
talking about Bo?
Defense. No, I'm talking about Commanders.
Same was said about the Broncos too, though.
The Broncos, like defense,
we was last in defense. The O-line was horrendous. Like we had the most turnovers. The turnaround from Washington last year to this year is a better turnaround than Denver last year to this year.
And you got to think about the impact Jalen Daniels have on the turnaround too. The type of the type of players. Like, I'm not even talking about when he's on the field, off the field. You know, now look, I'm not into Broncos media like I am into Commanders media, so I don't know all the tangibles Bo Nix has, all that stuff. But Jay Nance have all the tangibles too. Like when you hear the locker room how they talk about him, the leadership he has, and all that stuff. Like Zach Ertz coming out and said like he's like Andrew Luck, and Andrew Luck is. He said that's the best quarterback he ever played with because of the energy he puts around the team.
Who said that?
Zach Ertz, who played with Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? Like he played with guys, and he said Dan Daniels the best one he's played with. He played with Kyler Murray also.
I mean,
and this before we even played the game, he said that.
But Kyler kind of set the bar low.
No, Kyler, I just throw him out there.
Yeah, I was like, Kyler set the bar low.
He played with Hurts though, right?
How long was his career with Hurts though? Was it about the same stint with?
You know what?
I think he had the same stint with Hurts. That he had the same. If he did, it probably was maybe 2 games, maybe because he was more. Carson Wentz was more of his quarterback than I think they got Dallas Goedert. Yeah.
Yeah, the year Hurts started 4 times, I think he went to the Cardinals.
Yep. So he wasn't there for the motivational speeches, man. I don't know if he played with Hurts. I don't think he probably would have put them two on the same level. Because a lot of people got a lot of nice things to say about Jalen Hurts when they winning. When they losing, the fan base go a little left. But as far as his teammates, they always got his back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not taking no more days off because I got me over here defending the Eagles. Let's talk about